In the previous class, we have studied the brief introduction of relation and function. Today, we are going to start the chapter. In this chapter, we are going to study the types of relations, functions, and then composition of functions, invertible functions, and binary operation. First, we are going to study the types of relation. Types of relations. In types of relation, first one is empty relation. Empty relation. For empty relation, we also call it as void relation or null relation. Okay, void or null relation. Now, empty relation means what? A relation R in a set A is called empty if no element of A is related to any element of A. We call it as what? Empty relation. A relation R in a set A is called empty. Is called empty relation. Empty relation if no element of A is related to any element of A. No element of A is related to any element of A. Okay, here no element of A is related to any element of A. I will give you an example. Suppose 1, 2, 3, 4. The relation is R is equal to set of A comma B such that A minus B is equal to 10. Okay. Now we take any value for A and B. That value is not equal to 10 here. See, you can take any 3 minus 4. That is 1. That is not equal to 10. So you can take any value from the set A. But here A minus B value is not equal to what? 10. So this is an empty relation. I will give you one more example. Take set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. The relation R is equal to, suppose A comma B such that B is equal to A plus 5. Then here the set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Another set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. See here the relation is R is equal to, if I put the value of A is 1, then the value of B is 1 plus 5 is 6. If I put the value of A is 2, then the value of B is 2 plus 5, that is 7. In the same way, it's enough to know. See here, 1 is not related to 6 here and 2 is not related to 7. Means any element here, no element of A is related to any element in set A. So this is called what? Empty relation. The next one is universal relation. The next one is universal relation. Second one, universal relation. For universal relation, a relation R in a set A is called universal set, so universal relation, universal relation if each element of A is related to every element of A here. If each element of A is related to every element of A. Universal relation if each element of A is related to every element of A. Example, let us take set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then see here, a relation R is equal to A comma B such that A minus B is greater than or equal to 0 here. Okay, you can take any number here, you can take any numbers, but the value should be here equal to 0 or greater than 0. Because why? Within the modulus, the negative or positive value becomes positive only. So, see here, if 1 minus 1 you take place, that is equal to 0. If 1 minus 2 you will take, that is minus 1. Within the modulus, minus 1 becomes plus 1. So, here the value should be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. You can take one more, or you see here A cross A here, relation here. In set A, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements is there. 1, 2, 3, 4 elements is there. Then in set A is 1, 2, 3, 4. See here. By the definition, if each element of A should related to every element of A here, means 1 is related to 1, 1 is related to 2, 1 is related to 3, 1 is related to 4. And then 2 is related to 1, 2 is related to 2, 2 is related to 3, and 2 is related to 4. And in the same way, 3 is related to 1, 3 is related to 2, 3 is related to 3, 3 is related to 4. And lastly, see, 4 is related to 1 and 4 is related to 2, 4 is related to 3 and 4 is related to 4. Here, each element of A is related to every element of A. So, the relation is equal to what? Partition product, that is A cross A. This is universal relation. Sometimes for both empty relation and universal relation, we call it as what? Trivial relation. Trivial relation. Okay. The next one is equivalence relation. Next one is to know the equivalence relation, first we have to consider three relations. That is, first one is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. One by one we will see now. Okay. The first one is reflexive. A relation R in a set A is called reflexive if A comma A ordered base belongs to R for every A belongs to set A here. Here a relation R in a set A is called reflexive if AA belongs to or for every A belongs to A. In reflexive relation, the ordered pairs should be same. First element and second element should be same and that element should belongs in the given set. Okay, so I will give you an example. Suppose set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. The reflexive relation should be like 1, 1 belongs to that relation and 2, 2 belongs to that relation and 3, 3 belongs to that relation, like that. Okay, R is equal to, suppose 1, 1 belongs to this relation, right? This relation, sorry. Then 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. This is the reflexive relation. See here, every element of set A should belongs in the relation 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. If any this relation is this is not reflexive. Okay, if all the elements of A should lie in the relation. Okay, that is 3 comma 3. This is reflexive. Suppose if you get any other order pairs like this, then also it is reflexive only. What is important in reflexive relation is you have to just see all the elements of A should have double pairs here. Okay, should have double pairs. See here 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 is there. After that is not important. This is reflexive relation. The next one is symmetric relation. Next one is symmetric. If AB belongs to R here, if suppose AB belongs to R, then A belongs to R here. See here, symmetric means it is a just reversible process. If you get AB belongs to R, its reverse order BA should belongs to R here. For example, set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a relation should get 1, 2 is that means the reverse order 2, 1 should be in the relation. Then this is symmetric. If suppose 1, 3 is there, but 3, 1 is not given means this is not a symmetric relation. If the given 1, comma 3, then it should be 3, comma 1. Then this is what? Symmetric relation. Here not necessary all the ordered pairs of A should come here. Okay, it's enough. If 1, 2 is there, its reverse process 2, 1 should be there. Then this is symmetric relation. The next is transitive relation. The next one is transitive. A relation R in a set A is called transitive if AB belongs to R, then BC belongs to R. It implies first and third element here. AC belongs to R. See here the second element should be equal to the first element of next order pair. Okay, here the second element should be the first element in the next one. So AB belongs to R, then BC belongs to R, then it implies the first and third element, that is AC, belongs to R. This is the transitive relation. Example, if A is equal to 1, 2, 3, see here, the relation should be, if 1, 2 is there, then the second element should be here in the first one. 2, 3 is there, then 1, 3. This is transitive. See here, 1, comma 2, 2, comma 3, then 1, comma 3 is here. So this is what? Transitive relation. Now we are going to see the equivalence relation. Next one is equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. A relation R in a set A is said to be an equivalence relation if R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. See here, when you say equivalence relation, a relation R in a set A is said to be equivalence relation If the relation satisfies the condition reflexive, symmetric, transitive, then we call it as equivalence relation. Now we are going to solve some problems on this. Okay. The problem, let T be the set of all triangles in a plane with a relation in T given by the relation is R is equal to T1, T2 such that T1 is congruent to T2. Show that R is equivalence relation. What they should see here, in a set of all triangles in a plane we see all types of triangles. Okay. Then the given relation T1 is congruent to T2. Congruent means here, if you take two triangles means both its having shape and size should be same in both the triangles. Okay, so for that we call it as congruent. What we have to show here, R is equivalence relation. Equivalence relation means we have to satisfy the condition reflexive, symmetric and transitive here. Okay, first one is reflexive. For reflexive, see here, T1 is equal to T1. Of course, T1 triangle is congruent to itself. So, T1 comma T1 belongs to relation, belongs to R. Right? Since every triangle is congruent to itself only. Congruent to itself. So, R is what? Reflexive. R is reflexive. The next, symmetry. In symmetry, what the condition is that if AB belongs to R, then BA also must belongs to R. In the same way, if T1 is congruent to T2, if T1 belongs to T2, T1, T2 belongs to R here, that is T1 is congruent to T2, then T2 also congruent to T1, right? Then T2 is congruent to T1. So, T2, T1 belongs to R here. So, T2, T1 belongs to R. Therefore, the given condition R is symmetric. Next is reflexive. Transitive. In transitive condition, if AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R, then AC belongs to R. Right? So, if T1, T2 belongs to R and T2, T3 belongs to R, T2, T3 belongs to R, so the condition is if T1 is congruent to T2, then T2 is congruent to T3, then T2 is congruent to T3, then of course T1 is also congruent to T3, right? Then T1 is also congruent to T3. So T1, T3 belongs to R. Therefore, R is transitive. So the given condition R is equivalence here because it satisfies the condition reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So the given R is equivalence relation. Now the next problem is let L be the set of all lines in a plane. Here L be the set of all lines in a plane neither reflexive nor transitive we have to prove here. I will take, see here, this line is L1, okay, and L1 is perpendicular to L2, right? So L1 is perpendicular to L2 and L2 is perpendicular to what? L2 line. Okay, now see, now we will do first is reflexive. Reflexive. And see here, L1 is cannot be perpendicular to itself because L1 is a straight line. So L1 is not perpendicular to L1. So condition L1 does not belongs to R. So R is not reflexive. So R is not reflexive. The next condition is symmetric. Symmetric. In symmetric, what they told? L1 is perpendicular to L2. See the figure. Here L1 is perpendicular to L2. Of course, L2 is also perpendicular to L1, right? So L1, L2 belongs to R. Here L1 is perpendicular to L2 and L2 also perpendicular to L1. L2 is perpendicular to L1. So L2, L1 belongs to R. So the given condition R is symmetric. Therefore R is symmetric. The next one is transitive. Transitive. See, for transitive condition, L1 is perpendicular to L2 and L2 is perpendicular to L3. But L1 is not perpendicular to L3, right? L1, L2 belongs to R here, right? L1 is perpendicular to L2 and L2 is also perpendicular to L3. L2, L3 belongs to R here, right? So L1 is perpendicular to L2 and L2 is perpendicular to L3. But see here, L1 is not perpendicular to L3. In fact, L1 is parallel to L3. So the condition is not belongs here. L1, L3 does not belongs to R here. So the given condition R is not transitive. Here you can write now L1 and L3 are parallel lines, not perpendicular lines. This is the problem. In this class we have studied the types of relation and problems on that. In the next class we are going to solve some more problems. Okay, thank you.